Hello guys, Fred here from Pro Tennis Trader. I hope you're well and I hope you've been making loads of money from the tennis at Wimbledon. It's been a great tournament so far, and in Platinum Traders we are currently sat at 24 points profit from just trading one match per day on day 10. So if you want to join Platinum Traders, then you can find out how to get an invite. Just click on the link in the description box below and enroll for free in my Sports Trading Academy. So this video is a short follow-up to my last video in which I introduced you to my pre-tournament trading strategy, where I gave you my staking plan and instructions on how to implement this strategy. If you haven't seen it, or if you need a refresh on the rules for the strategy, then again, the link to this video is in the description box below. Now the purpose of this video is to show you the price movements of the players reaching the semi-finals, to show you just how lucrative this strategy can be when you back them from the start of the tournament. So just to be clear, I'm recording this video on the morning of July 7th, just before the women's semi-finals take place. Okay, so if we start off with the men's tournament, let's kick things off by taking a look at Djokovic. Now he was the only player with a sub 5.0 starting price and was actually priced at 1.91 if we take a look at a screenshot from that first video. So if we take a look at the charts today, the day before his semi-final against Norrie, we can see that his price has shortened down to 1.32. So that's a nice shortening in price from 1.91 to 1.32, which means a nice profit from a relatively safe trade. Now, of course, it was not all plain sailing with Djokovic, who has dropped a number of sets in his journey to this semi-final. And of course, just the other day, he went 2 sets down against Sinner. And of course, these drop sets are reflected in the pricing charts. So you can see that Djokovic's price actually drifted out to over 3.75 and the market lost confidence in him. However, this is Djokovic and he frequently is a safe bet in tournaments, hence his lower starting price. So at this stage, with Djokovic, you'd have made a nice bit of profit, but of course there is still some way to go from 1.32 to winning the tournament. So I'll be locking in profit by laying a proportion of my stake, but I won't be hedging out completely with this trade. Now, if we take a look at Djokovic's opponent, Britain's Cameron Norrie, now he was a real outsider before the tournament began at a price of 220. Now, of course, he would have fallen into my category 4 selections had I selected him, so a much lower stake would have been placed on him. However, with this low stake, his price has shortened from 220 down to 32. So this is a considerable price shortening, which again provides a lot of profit. Now, just a word on his opponent. Now, had he not been facing Djokovic in this semi-final, his price would have been much lower. And as you can see, he had actually reached a previous low of 13. But of course, the market has more confidence in Djokovic, so hence we have not got back to that low of 13. Now, I personally would be taking the majority of profit out of this trade at this stage, possibly just leaving a little in there as a punt, but a price move from 220 to 32 is not to be sniffed at. So moving on to Nick Kyrgios, who began the tournament at a price of 32.0, who of course is a bit of a turbulent player to back, but often provides some nice surprises. Now he actually had a previous high of 55 and is now sitting at a price of 6.6, which is actually the lowest price that he has reached. Now the market has more confidence in him winning the entire tournament than in his opponent Nadal. So again, a shortening in price from 32.0 down to 6.6 is a very nice price movement and of course buckets of profit. Now I personally have locked in profit on this, but have left around a third of the stake in the market in the anticipation of him progressing through to the final. And then of course we have Nadal, who of course is Kyrgios' opponent in the semi-final. Now Nadal is often on my radar to back in these tournaments because quite simply he is Rafael Nadal. Now Nadal started the tournament at a price of 9.6, but interestingly his price is now at 13.5. Now this is partly due to the market having more confidence in Kyrgios, but also due to Nadal struggling to win against Fritz in yesterday's semi-final, just edging it in the final set tiebreak. But you'll see from the charts that he had previously hit a low of 3.0. Now this is why you need to have a clear plan of at what prices you are going to take profit and how much you will take. Now, I've explained all of this in the previous video and also explained the common downfall of most traders, which of course is fear and greed. Now, if you were back in the dial and saw a price movement from 9.6 down to 3.0 and you didn't lock in profit, then you really need to question your approach to trading. If you had a clear strategy, which was realistic in terms of when you were going to start laying off and taking profit, then you would have already made some nice, good profit on the dial. So as you can see, there is a lot of profit to be had in using this pre-tournament strategy. Now in my first video, you'll see that you do end up with a number of selections, but with the vast price movements, you really only need one or two to come good to provide you with a nice profit. And of course, you really need to have a strict plan of at what prices you'll start laying off. And this element cannot be stressed enough. Now, by all means, take a look at the women's prices as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this here, as I've kind of proven my point with the men's tournament, but I will just pick out the price movement on Tatiana Maria's price movement from a high of 1,000 down to a low of 18.5. Now, I kind of think this says it all. Even if you had attributed a very small part of your category 4 stake to back her, you'd be smiling. Now, if you found this video useful, then please do check out my YouTube channel for loads more videos and subscribe to be notified of when I upload new videos. And if you'd like to become a successful tennis trader, then you can start your journey by enrolling on my free video course, An Introduction into Tennis Trading, at protennistrader.com. And you can also grab a free copy of my ebook, Tennis Trading, the Ultimate Guide to Getting Started. I'll see you soon.